The situation regarding the appointments and reinstatement of disturbing figures is spiraling out of control. Another case, which broke in recent weeks, has caused a veritable earthquake in the Church. And this time, the faithful's response has been immediate. While pastors, faithful to the doctrine, are increasingly expelled or sidelined, those with formal convictions behind them seem to enjoy a double chance. This aspect of Leo XV's pontificate is no longer sustainable. Stay with us until the end. What is happening must be told without fear. In recent years, we have witnessed a proliferation of the term mercy in official documents, episcopal interventions, and curia decisions, as if it had become the new operative dogma of the Church. But mercy, separated from justice, becomes an accomplice to evil. And this is exactly what we are seeing today in Rome. The most recent case is emblematic. A priest convicted of extremely serious crimes is reinstated, promoted, and sent back to the curia as if nothing had happened. The reason? Mercy. But isn't this the same mercy denied, with lightning-fast decision, to bishops like Archbishop Strickland, guilty only of defending Catholic doctrine and publicly denouncing modernist tendencies, removed without trial, without appeal, without any mercy? This now blatant double standard risks creating a devastating rift in the ecclesial body. Mercy cannot be a two-sided coin, generously bestowed on those who subscribe to certain logics and denied to those who dare oppose them. The Church cannot treat with clemency those who have dishonored the habit and at the same time exile those who have guarded the truth. This is the real scandal, the distorted use of an attribute of God to justify evil and silence the righteous. Amid the heavy silence of early summer, a seemingly local piece of news has crossed France's borders to shake the Vatican's foundations. In Toulouse, Bishop Guy de Caramel has appointed as Chancellor a priest whose criminal record is anything but marginal. Father Dominic Spina, already sentenced in 2006 to 5 years in prison, one suspended for events that occurred in 1993, has been promoted to Chancellor of the Diocese. This is not a symbolic or remedial role, but a central, operational role with access to documents, signatures, and power. Those familiar with the dossier know that this figure was already known, already discussed, already a cause for alarm within lay associations committed to protecting the dignity of the Church. Yet everything passed as if nothing had happened. No statement from the Vatican, no clarification, no gesture of caution, just silence. And meanwhile, the appointment took effect. The problem, however, isn't just Spina's figure. The problem is that this promotion comes after an official meeting held in November 2023 between the victims and the then Pope, Francis, in which everything was brought to light. Documents, testimonies, appeals. And today, under Leo XIV, that voice is not only ignored, it is mocked with a gesture that smacks of defiance. Added to this logic is the appointment, a few weeks ago, of Carlo Alberto Capella, who had also already been convicted by a Vatican tribunal for gravely improper conduct during his diplomatic assignment in the United States. In that case, too, everything was justified in the name of mercy. Capella was quietly reinstated within the Secretariat of State at the very heart of the Vatican apparatus, with an official role that gives him full access and operational power. This case isn't an exception, it's a symptom. a reflection of that logic that began years ago. Those who fall in line are saved. Those who aren't are dismissed. Serious incidents, they're forgotten. Responsibilities, they fade away. And the faithful, once again, are left without answers, but not without memory. The people's reactions were immediate. After Spina's appointment as Chancellor of the Diocese of Toulouse, lay associations raised their voices firmly. In particular, the Association for the Memory and Prevention of Scandalous Events in the Western Catholic Church released a very harsh statement, speaking openly of contempt for the victims and public humiliation inflicted by those who should have protected them. Names, dates, and places were recalled one by one. These are not speculations, but painful realities that many know well. The same associations had already met with Francis in November 2023, providing detailed documentation. Today, under Leo XIV, they see everything ignored with a gesture that, more than indifference, appears like a provocation. Yet those who protest do so with dignity. No storming of government buildings, no politicized rhetoric. Just the truth spoken to their faces, with composure, but also with firmness. We endured, we kept quiet, now that's enough. This, in essence, was the tenor of the declarations. A people no longer afraid to say the king is naked. And that in this one-way merciful church, those who have truly suffered find neither a hearing nor justice. And it's precisely when comparing the names that the picture becomes untenable. On the one hand, Monsignor Joseph Strickland, removed without trial, without clear charges, without even an attempt at a canonical confrontation. A bishop faithful to the magisterium, critical of the doctrinal excesses of the time, attentive to the liturgy, loved by his people. On the other, Dominic Spina, with a past marked by a formal conviction, is now rewarded with a prestigious position. One was fired for excessive zeal, the other reinstated despite the disgrace. Double standards, justice for those who talk too much, mercy for those who have gotten everything wrong but remain faithful to their line. Is this the new ecclesial balance? It certainly seems so, and it's no longer hidden either. It's all visible, all documented, all approved from high up. It was none other than Robert Francis Prevost, now Leo XIV, who removed Monsignor Strickland in November 2023. At the time, he was prefect of the dicastery for bishops, and it was he who led what, from every perspective, increasingly appears to be a political ouster. No erroneous doctrine, no act of disobedience, no scandal. Just an inconvenient bishop, too clear, too direct, too Catholic. The faithful's memories aren't that short, and the Strickland case isn't a detail. It's the visible origin of a pontificate that, until now, has sent disturbing and inexplicable signals. And no one so far has provided an acceptable explanation. And the faithful simply can't take it anymore. What do you think? If you liked the video, comment Amen. God bless you.